The aftermath of more spring storms. Thousands of people are waking up offline this morning as strong winds knock down power lines and trees across Hampton Roads. And this morning, the storm is being blamed on one death here in Hampton Roads, a Norfolk Naval Shipyard employee.
All right, here's what we know right now at a glance when it comes to those power outages. According to Dominion Virginia Power, at the height of the storm, 172,000 customers lost power. As of the latest update, 94,000 people remain in the dark in the metro area. We're told some areas, some folks should expect that they will be without power for the next 24 hours. Some people will have it coming back online this morning. But again, Dominion Virginia Power warning some customers may have a very long day today as they wait for their power to come back on. This, of course, as Mother Nature also drops more death and destruction across the Midwest. 8 deaths are being blamed on a fresh line of storms that ripped through Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas. And this as emergency crews are still looking for survivors, if there are any, from Sunday's twister in Joplin, Missouri that killed at least 122 people. Still hope that folks will be found in that rubble there. Tough way to say good morning on this Wednesday. We're glad you're here.
And thank you for joining us. We'll bring up to speed on all the storm damage here in Hampton Roads and around the nation in just a moment. But let's get the latest on the power outages and a quick check of the traffic and the weather. First, Cheryl Tan keeping an eye on the interstates this morning and local streets where there may be some problems. And Jeremy Wheeler now in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. Jeremy?
Good morning. Yeah, we had some rough weather yesterday for some folks, and we had a lot of photos sent in, about 1,000 of them, and so I'm sifting through, and this is one from Charles Blake. Didn't get the location, but I believe it's around the Lynn Haven area, but I'm not quite sure. Charles Blake there, where you can see a tree. Unfortunately, it must be his truck, and boy, sorry to see sights like these, but we did have a lot of that across the area yesterday. Right now, we still have some showers and storms falling, but they are winding down. We have some over here around the Franklin area, some pocket of heavy rain just to the southeast of Franklin, and then also we had some heavy rain in here for the Outer Banks. Now, most of that's pushed out. There's just one little left over there, and that's around the Corolla area. So the rest of the area, the metro especially, is much more quiet, and we are going to be much more quiet today. We'll see partly cloudy skies, not as hot. Highs will be in the mid-80s, and we'll have a northeast wind setting up at 5 to 10. Should keep us a lot more stable, but an isolated shower storm is possible inland. We'll talk about that, and we'll have a recap of some of these storms also coming up here in about 10 minutes. But Cheryl's in now to get us the latest on traffic.
Definitely a little scary yesterday afternoon into yesterday evening. On this Wednesday morning, some problems to share with you along the roadways. It's a little tough to see from our live wavy traffic jam cam, but right there in the middle of your screen, some flashing lights. It is a vehicle fire at the Monitor Merrimac Bridge Tunnel, blocking one southbound lane. So you can see a little bit of haze from the smoke from that fire. No word of any injuries or anything like that, but you can at least see one lane is blocked southbound 664 as crews work to put out that car fire. We'll bring you more details as we get them. Heading toward Naval Station, Norfolk, just a heads up, the HOV lanes are closed because of power outages, and they likely will remain closed through the morning rush hour. We're seeing some traffic westbound 564. If you're heading toward the base, you're backed up to the runway tunnel, and then showing you the delay over at the downtown tunnel, backed up 264 westbound right now past City Hall Avenue. Donna Carey?
Cheryl, thank you much. Your time now 6:03.
All right, we want to get back to our team coverage. Thousands of folks waking up this morning still in the dark thanks to those storms.
Now, crews are working. They worked overnight during the early morning hours also to get you back online. Now, some of you had your power turned on while you were asleep. Others were not so lucky. 10 News Side's Katie Collette joins us now with the latest power outages.
Yeah, big impact in Virginia Beach when it comes to schools.
Yes, absolutely. We just learned that 17 schools in Virginia Beach are without power. We're getting ready to get their names to scroll across the screen for you. For that information, though, right now you can go to wavy.com and, of course, our Facebook fan page. We have the complete list. And I'm just told it's scrolling right now. So all of those schools, 17, not all schools in Virginia Beach, we want to point out.
Right.
17 scrolling across the bottom. So lots of changes going on. At the height of the storm, 172,000 customers lost power. Since that time, there have been roughly 102,000 customers back online, but there, of course, still a lot of work to do. Right now, the 3 areas that have the most customers without power still include Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and Portsmouth. In the last half hour, according to the Dominion Power's website, the number of those reporting outages in Chesapeake actually grew by an additional 400 customers. And of course, you're taking a live look at that map, and Carrie and I were just discussing this a moment ago. The reason that those customers may have actually gone up could possibly be because folks are waking up and maybe reporting more outages. So we do want to point that out to you as well. Also, we want to give you some good advice that Brett Crable of Dominion Power gave us when it comes to down power lines.
Very, very important issue. A storm like this, high winds, trees pulling down power lines, is to stay away from all power lines. Assume that they're energized and to call us at 866-DOM-HELP if you see a down power line, and also stay away from trees that you think could be near a power line, because they could be touching a power line.
And Don, you just mentioned, as we were speaking here, that there are 2 schools in Norfolk.
Yeah.
Lake Taylor High School and Middle School, we've just learned, are affected by the power outages in Norfolk. And we understand that Lake Taylor High and Middle will be closed today because of the power outages.
All right, again, that information at the bottom of your screen also, as you mentioned, Katie, on our Facebook page and also at wavy.com.
And of course, these numbers continually change when it comes to the outages, so of course we're going to keep you posted on all of that throughout the newscast.
Thanks, Katie.
All right, we'll see you shortly. Other news now at 6:06. Chopper 10 took to the skies after the storm rolled through. Scary moments for 2 truck drivers on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. Take a look at this. Now, the trucks turned over. Amazingly, the drivers escaped their vehicles and themselves plunging into the water. Now, this is why officials issued wind restrictions. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt. The Portsmouth and Telos Pavilion was no match for those winds. It tore one of the awnings to shreds. Now, this is interesting to look at because you may remember the 2 previous problems where pretty much the entire awning was ripped. Here it was ripped in sections, and there one key section was ripped, causing some damage to the awning there. Now, the first problem occurred during Hurricane Isabel in 2003.